Welcome to the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone, the 1620 The Zone app, and 1620thezone.com. When 6A to 6P isn't enough, the boys have you covered. Here's Jimmy Allen and John Schreiner.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome inside the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience, head over to bellevue.edu and register for classes. Tonight, Jimmy Allen, John Schreiner, Dan Campanen with you here tonight. If you hear a computer dying in the background, it's nothing important. John Schreiner has just committed murder. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. Which coaches will be fired in the Big Ten this season, after the season, and how many? We'll tell you at 6:15.
All of them.
18. Don Brummer, the head softball coach at Millard West, will join us with his Wildcats in studio. We'll buy or sell on several different topics today. Nothing including the WNBA tonight, which means Dan Campanen did not write the segment. The Athletic gave us the tiers of coaches in college football. Where does Matt Rule land on their list? We'll debate. And 7:30, the new Millard West football coach, David McKinney, is going to join us in studio, bring his team in with him as well tonight at 7:30. 402-951-1620 is how you can get a hold of the show. Don't forget to follow the show at After Hours 1620 on Twitter as well. You can also punch in for the night shift and leave us a comment on YouTube to weigh in on anything we're talking about tonight. I was thinking back to when Matt Rule was talking about the Scott Frost quote and taking the wrong job, and how he was talking about how Nebraska wasn't set up financially from an NIL standpoint. There weren't the facilities that we have now when he got here, and how Nebraska may have been a bad job at the time, but it isn't now. So it got me to thinking. There's been so many discussions around this football program. Well, once you get a 5-star quarterback, you'll be able to make it. Once you hire a coach with a proven record, you'll be able to make it. Once you get your facilities built, you'll be able to make it. If we could just get X amount of NIL dollars, we could compete with the big boys in college football and get back to national prominence. Well, Nebraska is one of 5 schools operating in the black in all of college athletics. They've gotten massive donations from people in Western Nebraska over the recent years. Matt Rule has talked about the donations that have come in and feels like they are set up from an NIL standpoint to win. They've got a 5-star quarterback. They've gone out and hired a former head coach and a proven offensive coordinator, and they've got 4 defensive coordinators on this coaching staff. They've got a guy that asserted himself as the number 1 running back by the end of the season last year. They brought in a 5-star defensive tackle wherever Williams Nwaneri is going to play at. You've got an older defense this year. You've brought in some pretty high-profile wide receivers through the transfer portal. What does Nebraska need to be among the Ohio States, the Georgias, the Texases of the world, and how do they get there, in your opinion?
There's one thing.
Oh, just one.
There's one thing, and it's the end-all, be-all, and I credit the research done by Dave Bartu.
Okay.
If you don't follow Dave Bartu on the socials, you absolutely should. He has the best metrics for football and explaining through data why things happen. And the answer is this. Nebraska needs a top 10 recruiting class. Because
we're on the same wavelength here, by the way.
You do not win a national championship. You do not usually compete for a national championship unless you have in a 4-year moving average a top 10 recruiting class from high school. That's not transfers. It's just, did you bring in over a 4-year span a top 10 level recruiting class? And Dave Bartu's research shows you do not win a national championship unless you have recruited at a top 10 level. It doesn't guarantee that you will win one if you recruited at a top 10 level, but it is a prerequisite. It just doesn't happen. So whatever Nebraska needs to do to get that, whether that's spending more money, approaching recruiting in a different manner, whatever it is, winning more games to get more attention, building it through that process, whatever it takes, that's what you need. To be in that tier with Ohio State and Georgia, you have to recruit at a top 10 level, bar none.
It's pretty crazy that we looked at the same exact thing here because Dave Bartu, you follow him at CFB Matrix on Twitter. He pointed out, not last year, but in 2023, you only had 5 teams that recruited at a 3.5-star or better, 3.5-star rating or better for their players on average. and returned an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator that were top 25 in total scoring efficiency from the previous year. So this is not last year, but 2 years ago going into that season. Those teams were Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, Oregon, and Notre Dame. All of them made the college football playoff. And we've talked so much, and maybe it's the verbiage used by the previous coaching staff about balls bouncing the right way, a little bit of luck, whatever. But there's been so much about you need that, and that's how you get back to the top. And I've been of the volition of saying that I'm not willing to say that Nebraska is going to contend for a college football playoff until they get better on the offensive line specifically. Now, Rocco Spindler is a guy with a pedigree and a lineage that before he got here that lives up to that mold. I feel really good about the way Nebraska's offensive line developed last year, and I feel better about them taking a step forward this year. But with that being said, they've taken some shots at guys like Isaiah World and missed, and they've had an opportunity to land. What was the kid's name that ended up going to Tennessee? The 5-star Baker, right? The tackle.
It was David Sanders.
David Sanders Jr. There you go. Yeah. And they've also had the opportunity to land some big time offensive line recruits at the 4-star level too, and they've missed out on those. And I just feel like until Nebraska can not only bring in one of those guys, but to continue to bring in top 5 to 7 in their position ranking offensive linemen by their respective grouping, I don't know if they're ever going to eventually get over that hump. And you could say the same thing about the defensive line. When we talk about guys like Randy Gregory and Ndamukong Suh and guys that have been able to get after the passer, the reason they stand out is because they've been so well. Not only the fact that they're incredibly talented and very good at football, and Ndamukong Suh is probably once in a generation talent, but they were also elite. And I don't know if you can have a conversation about continuously being elite on defense without one of those level of guys. Now, I think Cam Lenhart could be that guy. Like, obviously, a freshman All-American, he's shown you that he's got the potential. I just think you need to continuously bring in guys of that level.
Well, when you look at the run that Alabama was on, what did they have?
5 stars.
They had, typically, and we can have the debates, but typically the best offensive line in the country, almost unanimously, the best defensive line in the country, and usually the best secondary in the country. Like, everything else, and they had loads of talent all over the place. And there's no doubt about that.
Coaches that used to be head coaches at almost every position.
But those 3 position groups, offensive line so that you can run the ball when you want to, not when you have to, defensive line so other teams can't run the ball against you, and secondary so they can't throw it against you either. Like, if you have those 3 things, you're going to win a ton of football games.
Obviously, the Jalen Hurtses of the world came later in Saban's tenure, but the fact that they went on runs that they did with the Greg McElroys of the world is really impressive, because it was, we don't have to score the most. We just got to score more than the other guys. And if they don't score any, we only got to score once. Yeah. We're going to win a couple natties.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if I know it's real, listen, there's a chance that Quentin Ives and the rest of those running backs will come on at the end of by the end of the midseason, the end of the year. Right. But when you have a guy like Emmett Johnson, you feel really good about him, and you're not necessarily worried. And maybe the Janarian Parker portion of it was supposed to play out different, Jamarian, excuse me, and there's more to it. But not having just that next guy that you feel comfortable about at several positions has been a real problem around here for a long time. Now, Matt Rule wants to develop guys, and that's something that he wants to focus on. So there's a little bit of a double-edged sword there, and he still doesn't feel like he wants to lean on the transfer portal as much as I think a lot of people would like him to. I think the running back this year is the perfect scenario for that, but it just kind of feels like there isn't an emphasis on, or I guess maybe a better term would be a sense of urgency around making sure you have got, and maybe in today's day and age at Nebraska, you just can't have that many guys of that caliber because of the spots to go to and the money that's going around. But there just didn't seem to be an emphasis or a sense of urgency, where everybody felt like there should have been with that position this year.
Yeah, I think the jury's still out. We don't have enough data on how the transfer portal can impact teams who necessarily don't recruit at a top 10 level. Like that's still a work in progress in the new transfer portal era. We don't have, I don't think, definitive data, a large enough data set to make those conclusions yet. So that's still coming. That could be a game changer for teams like Nebraska, who maybe are going to fall behind a little bit initially on the high school recruits, but can make up some ground in the transfer portal by getting some guys who didn't maybe catch on one place and have a chance at a little bit of a retread. You know what I mean? But that's everything. The whole operation, everything has to be about getting the best high school players into your program so that you have them for 4 years, you can develop them. And it's not like I think we often talk about the old Nebraska teams like, well, they just took these farm boys from Nebraska and Kansas and turned them into All-Americans. And there's like one or two stories like that. A lot of those guys, this is like pre-Rivals era, a lot of the guys that Nebraska brought in on those teams would have been like high
Tommy Frazier
4
would have been the
stars.
number one recruit.
He was the number one option quarterback in the country at the time when he came to Nebraska.
Lawrence Phillips would have been probably the number one.
He would have been a 5-star tailback.
For sure.
Like they were bringing in the best high school players in the country at the time. And that's why they were so good.
Yeah.
Pair it with the attitude and the offensive genius of Tom Osborne and all of that. But yeah, they had immensely talented players.
Yeah, and I don't know if, like, listen, Dabo Swinney is winning at a different level at Clemson and not leaning on the transfer portal, but he was established before the fact, right? And there's always that, hey, before things got crazy, I was winning national championships, and I feel like I can do that again. And if you come here as a freshman, we're never going to recruit over you from a senior every single year. There's that aspect of it, right? But, like, I don't know if a guy, let's use Matt Rule as a perfect example, coming from the NFL back to college football could walk in the door and say, we're going to do it like they're doing at Clemson right now. Because you don't have any built-in cachet like Dabo Swinney in that program does. It'll be interesting. So I think we're in agreement here. Like, they need talent in an abundance of it at that. They need to be able to order and continue to bring it in. I think that's the one thing that's missing.
One last point is what I was getting to as well is like, yes, the facilities are great for the training aspect and the recovery aspect. It also is a recruit attractor when you can take them into the luxury spa that is the Osborne Training Center. Like, that's what that's about. Like, it is to wow people who come for a visit, right? Like the practice facilities, the weight room, all that stuff. Yes, it's great for training and development. It is also serving the purpose of making people want to come to your school, and it has to be.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you think facilities in this era matter as much as they did 5-10 years ago? Because I don't know if as great as the Osborne Legacy Complex is, and it's obviously state of the art and probably one of the last type of builds like that you're going to see during, especially post house settlement era. I don't know if it's nice enough to compete with the decimal being moved over down the road. You know what I mean? Like, money is such a factor now, and it's always the great equalizer, right? That I don't know if a guy is going to come somewhere and say, "Man, that locker room's a lot nicer than the one over there," but them saving that money put money in my pocket, so I'm gonna be in the place that's got the nice pool.
And that's one way to look at it. And the other one is, if you're training players at a level with your nice facilities that gets them ready to go get NFL money, then you can make that argument that, like, look, you can go there and make a little bit of money now. If you come here and spend 3.5-4 years with us, we're going to get you the big check at the next level. Like, that's another thing, is getting guys to the NFL is part of the recruiting operation. So training them in a manner that readies them to play at the professional level is part of your recruiting operation. Like, recruiting is the foundation of the entire house, and everything has to go into building that foundation.
We'll get to who's not going to be able to build that foundation for very much longer on the other side of the break. We're going to tell you which Big Ten coaches will be fired by the end of the season. If you missed the opening segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber. I've been rocking with Allo for over a year now. They are the real deal. Speaking of deals, check this out right now. You can switch, stack, and save. Combine Allo's internet with DirecTV and their new mobile services and lock in your price for 2 years. That's 24 months, of premium service with no surprises. This deal is up for grabs until Labor Day, so don't wait. Get out of the Stone Age tonight. Head over to allofiber.com/stack and save today. How many Big Ten coaches will lose their jobs by the end of the year? John and I will tell you on the other side of the break. 16:20 zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John Schreiner here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Listen, you know what's around the corner. Football season. We are just days away from the first kickoff. And, baby, are you ready? Are you ready to make the trip down to Kansas City to watch your beloved football team in the season opener on a Thursday night? Do you have your outfit picked out already? If not, let me tell you where to go. 78th and Dodge, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, because they have all the great polos that you desire in all the brands that you love, Johnny O, Mizzen and Maine, all the great stuff that's going to stretch. It's going to fit you from tailgate to postgame, no matter how much you consume. You're going to love it. It's got the little Nebraska N embroidered on the chest. I've got a Johnny O pullover with the Nebraska logo on it. I absolutely love it. You're going to love it too. You need to stop into 78th and Dodge. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear has got you covered for your game day gear with kickoff just around the corner. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out? Not kicking on when it's supposed to? Not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here.
Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday.
Rail Car Modern American Kitchen.
144th and Blondo.
The years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
At J-Tech Construction and Solar, they do it all. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and solar. As the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers, they take pride in protecting homes and powering the future. J-Tech is hiring. They're searching for motivated sales reps in Omaha and a front desk superstar to join the team. Great pay, uncapped commissions for sales reps, and a winning company culture. J-Tech Construction and Solar, proudly the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. YourExteriorExperts.com.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
621 on a Thursday night edition of the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking to keep up to date on all the championship action on Bellevue's campus this fall, download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Which college football coaches will be fired after the end of the 2025 season? Now, this is interesting for a couple of reasons, right? Number one, only Ryan Walters was fired at Purdue last year. So there's only one new head coach in Mike Odom over at or Barry Odom. Mike Odom. That's not him. Mike Odom is the gentleman that is in the athletic department at Creighton. Barry Odom is the only new Big Ten head coach at Purdue this season. But two, buyouts are at an all-time high in schools. Financial budgets are at an all-time low with having to pay players and pay the house settlement. Now, with that being said, this is how we're going to do this. We're going to tell you how many coaches are going to get fired and who they are. I got one guy that is being fired at the end of this season, and that's it. And it's Luke Fickell. Currently a $40.1 million buyout.
This is why I don't know.
And the reason it's that high is he was extended at the end of the previous year. His contract runs through 2032. He's the 18th highest paid coach in the country with the 13th highest buyout. But here's the thing. If you're in Madison, you're at Wisconsin, and you've already seen what this change has done to regress the program, I don't think you can afford to continue to lose at this rate and continue to slide back into mediocrity to steal line from a guy that used to be around here and not do something to try. Now, here's the other thing. Wisconsin has traditionally not paid their assistants well. I don't know if you write this check for $40 million, if you can afford to go, all right, we're going to go get somebody else, and we're going to change the way we do things around here and start paying folks more money. There are some massive changes that are going to have to happen in Madison for them to get anywhere near where they were at.
There's so much uncertainty with the finances of college athletics right now. And I've said this before, but I think for a while, like there was a good stretch of time where the finger was on the trigger for any given school at any given time. Like nobody was safe. If Jimbo Fisher can get a $72 million buyout, nobody's safe.
Yeah.
I think that has changed now. I think because of the rev share and the way athletic departments are going to have to spend money now, I don't know that $40 million is worth paying someone to not coach at your school anymore. I just don't see. Man, I don't think Luke Fickell.
You think Luke Fickell is safe no matter what?
I think he might be.
Man. The one caveat that might buy him some time is how brutal that schedule is. Listen, we made some changes. We had a top 10 schedule that had top 10 difficult schedule in the country. We opened up with Alabama. We had to go through all these. We had to jump over all these hurdles. Give me one more year, and that sales pitch might work for 40 million reasons. How many coaches do you have getting fired?
I have one also.
Okay.
His name is Mike Loxley at Maryland.
Man, I hear you. That community seems to love him.
The community might love him, but he hasn't won enough. And they finished the season 1-7 last year, and he fired all of his coordinators. And if it doesn't get better this year, after he's completely changed his coordinators, what is the administration at that school going to say? Okay.
How big of a check in Under Armour at us?
we tried this. We gave you a chance to switch it up. You told us it was your coordinators that needed to go and not you. We let them go. and the results didn't change, this sounds like a you problem, bud.
And the buyout is $17 million.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If Maryland, again, finishes bottom 3 in the conference, Mike Locksley's gone.
Which they're projected to do so.
I think he is absolutely gone because, hiring all new coordinators of your own accord without them leaving for other jobs, you let them go, it goes one of two ways. Either you make a significant improvement and your bosses say, hey, good job. You saw the problem and you fixed it. Or
remember what happened in Philadelphia?
I think you're the problem.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't go well, I think Locksley's out. And simply for the fact that Fickle's, I wanted to say too, but when I got to those numbers with Luke Fickle, it's just I don't see how they can afford to do it unless there's some huge donor at Wisconsin that hates his guts and is willing to pay it out, which I don't know if there is.
I have one caveat as an honorable mention. I've said this before, so it's not really breaking news. I don't think Lincoln Riley is getting fired at USC, but I think somebody else comes calling and pulls him away from Los Angeles and writes the check for him. There are just so many bad vibes around that program and with the brass and Lincoln Riley specifically that I just don't see any way he comes back next year. And there's still a market to get him to come be your head coach. So if his agent just starts shopping him and is like, here's what the buyout at USC is. If you're willing to pay it for us, we could be buying a home near you. I just don't see any way he comes back, but I also don't see any way they pay that buyout. And I think they may just take the first open bidder. Whoever wants him, come get him. We'd love to have you have him. I just don't see any way he's back in LA next year.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how to read the situation because all we get is rumor and innuendo.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley is notoriously wishy-washy. The way he left Oklahoma makes you think that anything is possible.
Right. I mean, who had that on their bingo card?
Right. So I don't know. I don't know about I can't say one way or another. So I have to just lean towards he'll be back. The only other one that came to mind, what do you think about Jonathan Smith at Michigan State? If they're bad this year with Aiden Childs, who everybody tells me is really good, I don't see it, but
yeah,
he's too fresh. That's the problem with Jonathan Smith. He's too fresh. He got hired in 24.
It's got to be that bad. I'm with you, Dan, for that reason.
Yeah, he would have to go full butt out to actually get fired. But I would agree with Lincoln Riley because I think it will be a quote-unquote mutual parting of ways. But I think, was it last year that we had that USC writer on?
That was when John was filling on a Happer's show. And by the way, that guy was on Happer's show again today and just doubled down on everything. By the way.
I'm going to say, and just threw him under the bus. And
that guy hates Lincoln Riley.
He
called him a coward on Twitter and tagged him, by the way.
Yeah.
Back to Jonathan Smith for a second, because we're going to get to this later in the show. The Athletic ranked their college football coaches in a tier list. He was put in the tier with high level of consistency. Jonathan Smith has been a head coach for 7 years. 3 of those have been losing seasons. I don't know if that's really high level.
That's consistency, baby.
Hey, we're going to talk, speaking of consistency, one program that is consistent throughout the Metro is the Millard West softball program. Their head coach, Don Brummer, is going to be in studio with his players with us next. If you missed our thoughts on which coaches are getting fired in the Big Ten, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Railcar. Stop by 144th and Blondo for their happy hour times. It's 2:30 to 6. You may have missed it today. You can stop by tomorrow. Appetizers starting as low as $2, plus $1 drafts of bottles of beer and cider and NA beers in the entire joint. All signature cocktails, $10. Classic cocktails, $8, and every single glass of wine in the restaurant is $2 off. Railcar, right off the corner of 144th and Blondo. Stop out and enjoy happy hour deals all week, or stop out and grab dinner on a date night tonight. We'll be right back. Millard West softball in the house.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Bob at Williams Law. You know, I've been telling you, legal troubles, man, they will get you down. It's like an anchor around your neck. when you get the notice that you have to appear in court for either a criminal, a civil, or a personal matter, and the questions start swirling in your mind. What am I going to do about this? How does this work? Well, worry no further. Just get in touch with Bob at Williams Law. He's going to sit down with you, an initial, no obligation, free legal consultation, help you get those questions answered and set your mind at ease before you head into the courtroom for your big day. Bob just wants to get to know you and see if it's a fit for both you and him and give you the answers to the questions that are burning on your mind. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wheeling and dealing on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University.
Literal wheels.
If you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall, head over to bellevue.edu. No classes on Friday. The majority of your schooling done online and live sports right on campus. Check out bellevue.edu for more details tonight. Joining us in the studio tonight is Don Brummer, the head coach of the softball program at Millard West. Thanks for being here, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You brought Addison Berdorf with you, Kenzie Faust, and Tiffany Fry. Ladies, we'll get to you in a minute. We appreciate you being here as well. But, Coach, how does the state tournament appearance last year benefit this team this year?
Well, it really does. It gives us experience. And the biggest thing it does for us is it makes it believe in ourselves, and we get confidence from that. So that's something to build on. So there's some high expectations this year. So it's a big thing for us. Because before we hadn't been at the state tournament, we had the second longest Class A run, and then we had a little dry spell. So these kids to my right here decided that, we're going to break this. So we broke it last year, and we got out there, and we got to win. Now this year we want more. So
what do you have confidence in the team in this year? What are the things you're going to hang your hat on as a program this season?
Well, the biggest thing we're doing, our mantra this year is we're going to play the game by a second.
Which means?
So it's kind of a story I got from one of your old DJs here, Damon Benning.
Yeah.
And he told a story.
He worked here at some point, I guess.
Yeah, he
right?
did. And he told me a story about him back in the Orange Bowl with Tom Osborne and some other players, and they were talking to a very sick young man. And they went through the whole story about, hey, can you be perfect for a game? And Tom Osborne and them all go, well, no, we can't do that. And then they went to a half, and then they went to a quarter. And the kid kept saying, geez, you can't do that. He goes, well, can you play perfect for a second? And Damon said the light bulbs went off and said, yes, we can play perfect for a second. And if you think about that, if you play the game by seconds,
you too could be the 1997 Orange Bowl MVP.
Exactly. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, no, absolutely does.
That's great.
Obviously, last year's team is last year's team. What makes this year's team unique and different?
Well, it's our senior leadership this year. They've really bought into making this thing just go. And the girls to my right are a big part of it. And that's the biggest thing, is the leadership and everybody understanding their role, whether it's you're cheering on your teammate in the dugout or whether you're on the field. Everybody matters. There's no difference. Everybody's wearing the jersey.
And how much do you have to adapt your coaching style from year to year based on the team that you have? I mean, coaches like to have principles, like to have benchmarks and things of that nature. But personalities of each team are different. So how do you adapt and change what you're doing based on the team that you have?
Well, I think you have to get to know your kids. You know, it's not like back in the day when I played, when they just told you to shut up and sit down and listen. And you have to know your kids. You need to get to know them other than just athletes. You need to know their hobbies, what they like, those types of things. And I love talking to the girls about that stuff and saying, hey, what are your plans after your softball? Are you going to go play in college and those type of things? So you really get to know your kids. So then the trust comes. So once the trust comes, then everything falls into place, because confidence is, you know how confidence is. It's yeah. So you've got to be able to build that trust with them. And that's what we look for every year. You got to change every year. You have to be flexible. I know I'm rambling here, but I'll tell you guys this.
We got a whole another hour and a half. Good.
Exactly. As a coach, if you're not willing to be a lifetime learner, you need to get out.
Agreed. 100%.
You have to be every year. I learn stuff from these guys every day. I don't always tell them that, but I learn stuff.
You know,
from
they
them
can hear you right now.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see if maybe they'll buy the ice cream after this.
Fair.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see how confident they are about doing radio interviews. Addison Berdorf is with us tonight as well. Go ahead and step up and grab the mic. You're a D1 softball prospect, but you're also an academic all-state team member as well. Why has your education been such a high priority for you?
I've always kind of put that first, because unfortunately you can't play softball forever. So you're gonna have to have a plan after, when you're done. Which is sad, because I'd love to play softball forever. But I think my career and kind of setting yourself up nicely for that is really important. So I've always put an emphasis on it, just so I'm set up for the
Jimmy mentioned it, but you've made your commitment to Arizona State, which is a pretty high level program. And it's always an interesting conversation, right? Because there's a bunch of successful programs within the 500-mile radius, but you're like, nah, gotta get further away. I mean, what went into that decision, and what drew you to the Sun Devils?
It was like kind of a conversation like I've had with my parents multiple times. It's like,
And you didn't want to have any more conversations with your parents, and that's why you're going to Arizona State?
No. They're just kind of, it's like something you have to start thinking about, as you're going into the process. It's like, do I want to stay close to home? Do I want to, give myself more opportunities? And I think that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to not limit myself to just what's around me, get out of my comfort zone, try new things. Because if I, build a connection with a coach that's better than something that's close, like, why not go for it?
Right on.
What are your parents' names?
Adam and Jill Berdorf.
We want to let you know that she still loves you, even though she's leaving to go to college. How much do you hate snow?
I hate snow, and I hate driving.
There's the real answer.
There it is. We found it.
You had a very mediocre season last year. All you had was a 2.14 ERA, 14 wins, 200 strikeouts, and Metro Coaches 2024 Pitcher of the Year. How do you top that in 2025?
I think I put, there's always room to get better, and I just love that, because if you get too comfortable, people are going to start, figuring it out. And then, so you just can't be comfortable where you're at. I think that having more command over my pitches and kind of being more, just kind of exact, like pinpoint spots. I think that's what I really need to focus on. And then just being more intentional with how I pitch to different hitters. I've seen a lot of these girls more than once now, so I kind of know, what to expect from them. So I think that, just being intentional with how I set each batter up.
When you're in the zone and you're in the circle and you're dealing, I'm sure it's pretty easy to become complacent and maybe this pitch is working, that pitch isn't working. Is there anything you do to keep your focus on, okay, last time I saw her, she was swinging at is there any nuance that you have that you just kind of keep in the back of your mind?
It's kind of weird because, you obviously have pitches that you're comfortable with. Like, for me, my rise ball is my ride or die. Like, that's my bread and butter. That's my thing. But sometimes a girl will get on it and you just gotta, have a second pitch to kind of lean back on. It's also kind of weird because I feel like I remember pretty well. Like I can remember, this girl, okay, she took rise ball, or this girl, she likes rise ball, she likes to swing out of the zone. Like, you kind of just remember it. But yeah, it's also kind of scouting reports help. Yeah, but knowing what you're good at and then kind of my best versus her best kind of mentality too. It's really important.
We talked about this with Coach a little bit, but breaking that streak of not making to the state tournament, what do you think it does for you personally now that you have a state tournament under your belt?
Yeah, I think it was really important for us to just get there last year. I think getting some of our returners just the experience to play in front of that many people into such an intense environment. I think it's just different from anything you see in the regular season. Postseason is just different. So I think getting them the opportunity to play in front of so many people and again in such an intense environment, kind of getting them the nerves out. Like you've been there before, you're comfortable with it now, you know what to expect. I think that's going to help us a ton this year.
Well, Addison, good luck this fall, and I hope it snows in Tempe at some point. Thanks for being here tonight. Kenzie Faust, we'll go over to you. The class of 2025 led this team to a state tournament appearance a year ago, like we just discussed. What would it mean to the class of 2026 to be the team that brings home a state championship to Millard West?
Yeah, it would be a privilege for us, honestly. Getting there was definitely the goal last year, but our goal this year is getting that state title and taking that, and we're putting in a ton of work at practices, giving it our all and everything. So it would just be a privilege to be able to take that state title.
You mentioned goals, and we talk to players when they come in a lot about goals, but I think it might be interesting to talk a little bit about expectations and what do you expect from yourself this season? What standard are you going to hold yourself to?
The standard that I'm going to hold myself to is just being more consistent, whether that be at the plate or on the field, being consistent, even if it's in the dugout, being there for my teammates and being loud all the time, just honestly just being consistent the whole entire time.
What's your go-to chant?
Probably
it's got to be safe for the radio.
The Wildcat Party one is.
Okay, all right. There's such an emphasis on club ball versus high school ball, and sometimes they're married to each other in certain instances. But what has been different about this club / off season for your high school career heading into your last year at Millard West?
It's honestly just such a bittersweet moment, taking in every single moment at a time and just cherishing the time I have left with these girls. They're like my best friends, my sisters, just forming great bonds with them and just moving one step at a time and taking it all in.
And when you're transitioning from club to high school season, it's usually a pretty tight turnaround, right? There's not a lot of downtime. So how do you handle that going right from club into high school season?
I take it with a lot of gratitude. Being able to wear West across my chest, that is such a privilege for our whole entire program. So, and knowing that I have these great friendships by my side, through every single step, it's amazing. So I don't think I would ever get burnt out of it because I have my sisters right behind me.
You mentioned wearing gear. You're wearing gear tonight of a certain school. Is that are we getting a hint to where you might be going to play next?
No, okay. I just had this in my closet, sure. But yeah, I'm still looking at schools. I definitely want to probably play college softball. So I'm going to start putting myself out there more and getting out of my comfort zone and start looking and everything like that. So,
well, if anybody from Omaha is listening, it looks like you got a leg up because of the gear she's wearing tonight. Kenzie, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate it. Good luck this fall.
Thank you.
Tiffany Fry is with us tonight. Tiffany, we'll go over to you as well. How does this team not only get back to the dance of a state tournament, but win a state championship and bring a championship home this year?
The biggest thing about our team is the camaraderie. So, playing together, I think is the biggest thing. All these different girls are at, different stages in their softball career, whether they're committed or, they're still looking, maybe they're not going to play college. It's, no matter what you're doing after high school, it's kind of about, joining
Focus.
together in this one moment, like this is where our focus is at right now. Um, and playing as a team, like I think a lot of these girls on this team, like we're good friends, like best, pretty like we're pretty tight as a team. So I think that's one of the most important things,
Absolutely.
playing together.
You got female lifter of the year in 2024. When did you fall in love with the weight room?
I don't know. Is
it a love-hate relationship?
Yeah, it is. It 100% is.
Sure.
It's definitely hard to go into the weight room like every single day. It's not easy, like sometimes, I'm like, wow, like I really do not want to go. But the biggest thing that I always come back to is like that feeling at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like I feel really good about myself. Like that's the feeling that I crave,
Yeah, it's the accomplishment, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You also made the Metro Coaches All Academic team last year with club ball, high school season, etc. How do you balance academics and sports?
Really, I feel like I've kind of take notice of my strengths and weaknesses. So, with academics, I kind of like to lean towards the classes that I like the classes that I'm good at. Kind of stay away from the classes I'm not so good at.
Sure.
So it just kind of makes it easier. I'm not hating what I'm doing as
It's
much.
also a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all about that. So yeah, it makes it a little bit easier, but I've been really lucky. Growing up, school has kind of come pretty easy.
That helps.
Yeah.
And your dad is the head baseball coach at Millard West, Steve Fry. So, what's the worst piece of advice he's ever? I'm kidding. I'm not going to ask you that.
We only got a 2-hour show. Bud.
What's your relationship with your dad like when it comes to, we'll just say, ball?
Yeah. I have a really good relationship with my dad. I think the hardest thing is that, as a coach, like him being a coach, he's always a coach, and sometimes like I want my dad.
Yeah.
But really, that's also been like a big strength for our relationship. He always tells me kind of what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear, and even if it's like not what I need to hear in the moment, it's gonna help me greater on because he's like taught me everything I know about softball.
That's awesome.
You're behind the plate. You play catcher. What is something that the average sports fan or average sports goer that's never played the game maybe doesn't understand about playing catcher?
There's kind of two things. One, I feel like it's perceived that it's like really hot back there. And it's like it's not that hot back there actually when you're catching.
Okay.
But second, I don't know. It's like weird, but to me it's like getting this is weird, but like getting hit like with the ball, whether it's like in my thigh or in my shoulder, or if I'm doing like other things, like infield and I get hit, it's kind of like a second nature almost.
Because the adrenaline, maybe?
But you honestly just get used to it, which is weird.
Yeah,
but
sure.
like, I feel like everybody's like, "Oh my god!"
And you do 200 squats a game.
Yeah, exactly.
What is life after high school look like for you?
For me, I'm still kind of deciding. As much as I want to go to like a big school, I think where I'm at with academics, I don't necessarily know what I want to do in the future.
Sure.
So it's kind of like probably take the route of like a smaller school, maybe like communities somewhere around there, kind of get my
Maybe you don't hate snow as much as Addison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe get like my gen eds done and stuff.
Sure.
And then, once I kind of figure out like what I want to do, transfer somewhere where I can excel.
Well, good luck this fall and good luck making those decisions. Thanks for being here, Coach. We'll go back over to you to wrap it up. We're catching up with Don Brummer, the head softball coach at Millard West. Kind of the same question I just asked Tiffany. They're like, what does this team have to do this season to get past hey, it's just good to make the state championship. We got to win a state title.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and we talk about it all the time, is you have to believe in yourselves and believe in each other. There's a lot of times when we huddle up at the end of practice, I'll tell them to look to their right, look to their left, and realize you can't do it without that person on your right or your left.
That's a great point.
So when you believe in each other, it makes it a lot easier because you're going to have conflict, you're going to have adversity. And even some of the greatest teams, people would be surprised how much adversity they had behind the scenes, but they got through it because they believed in each other and they trusted each other. So that's the biggest thing this year. And we're off to a good start.
Well, we appreciate the Damon Benning shout out. We appreciate
Yes.
you being here tonight. If you missed the Wildcat segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Fall is right around the corner. And if you haven't turned your furnace on or even thought about it in some months, you need to have a maintenance appointment set up. Head over to controlledcomfort.com tonight. Work with Tony and the crew. They're going to come out and take a look at your furnace. They're also going to look at the AC and tell you about how long that unit's going to last and give you the shelf life of it. Check out controlledcomfort.com and set up a maintenance appointment tonight. We're going to continue 25 plays in 25 days on the other side of the break. We come back. 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. 'Tis the season for tree roots to be clogging up your drain. It's AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated, and their water jetting process fixed my house permanently. We would turn on the wash machine, we would turn on the dishwasher, we would take a shower, and for months we would start to see water building up in our basement. We couldn't figure out why. Nick and his crew came out, they ran a camera down our main drain, took a look at what debris was in there. They found a ton of tree roots every few feet, in our line. They were able to water jet our line out and cleared it out. We have not had a backup since then. That was almost 9 months ago. If you have big plumbing problems, head over to axpservice.com, where they also have financing available. They can get your big plumbing issues fixed with a small plumbing budget. Check out axpservice.com for more details tonight.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
This August, Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee are teaming up to support high school sports across the metro. All month long, grab your favorite Coke-flavored 12-packs for just $5.99 and Powerade 20-ounce 8-packs for only $4.99. Plus, to keep our athletes fueled and hydrated, Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee are donating $400 worth of body armor and Powerade to local high schools. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee, keeping high school tailgates hydrated all August long.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:45, 6:55 actually on a Thursday night edition of the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Big time shout out to the folks from Millard West. We just had Don Brummer and his softball team in, and we also have the football team and their brand new head coach, David Mack, coming in. Coach Mack will be with us at 7:30 with the football program as well. But it is time to roll on with 25 plays in 25 days. So we have 3 plays each for you tonight. We're at 14. I'll go ahead and start us off. And Dan, this is actually my audio clip. Let me know if you're ready or if I need to set it up before you play it. Because obviously, for those of you punching in for the night shift tonight, you won't be able to hear it through the stream. So we'll have to explain what it was.
That is true. Little hot.
Are we ready?
Yeah, ready to go. If
So
it's the one that I think it is.
a lot of my list, and I didn't realize this when I did it, were games that I was there for. Kenny Bell's one-handed catch against Illinois was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen for a couple of reasons. I was in the south end zone sitting right above the crossbar. And when this ball is thrown, Kenny Bell's hand is above the crossbar when he catches it, perfectly in the zone between 4 defenders for the Illini, and he had the wherewithal to turn it upfield and get through 2 safeties to break into the end zone. And here's that play.
Oh, I unmuted this earlier.
Just a perfectly thrown ball by Tommy, too. I mean, obviously, Kenny was the one that could go up and get it, but just a great, like, between 4 defenders, great toss.
So number 14 for me, I've noticed that a lot of mine, as I'm going through the list,
make you feel old,
happen against either Oklahoma
or Missouri
or against Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And that's where we go for number 14. This is from 1999 when big old Dan Alexander went 80 yards against the Buffs. The TV call isn't great. It's Nessler, and it's not one of his classic calls, so we don't really need to play it. But like, the reason this was so awesome is because Colorado had an incredibly fast secondary in 99. Like, they were sprinters, and Dan Alexander runs away from all of them at 245 pounds. And
with ease, by the way.
It was just such a sight to see that giant man running away from everyone down the field and scoring against Colorado. Like, how can that not be a favorite play? It was so incredible.
Dan?
When you want me to play?
No.
Oh, okay. That's good enough. Dan, what's your number 14?
My number 14, it's actually very helpful that we've played
the majority of these.
A majority of like the ones that end up low on my list. My number 14 though was that Tommy Hill interception last year against Colorado.
It was so good.
As we have already stated multiple times, yes, Jimmy, it was so good. Got all of us flavored up and hyped, and that was
taste that play.
That was the moment that I knew.
just smile thinking about it.
We were gonna whip Colorado, and
we're gonna roll you boys.
Oh, that chasing 3 the week after.
Chef's kiss.
I have never been more excited for a single piece of media content in my life.
We have already played my number 13. It's the Alex Henry 57-yard field goal against Colorado. Like I mentioned, quit my job to be there and be in attendance for it. I have not regretted it one day since then. I would quit this job tomorrow to get that experience.
We have also already played my number 13. It is the Wester catch, the behind the back Jordan Westerkamp catch against FAU in 2014. I think Dan had that yesterday, right?
I did.
You had it yesterday. Yeah. It's just like I said when we were talking. It's up there with the best single catches that I have ever seen.
Ever.
It's insane. It's so much fun. I will just randomly pull it up on YouTube and watch it from time to time.
Physically doesn't make sense
to feel joy in my heart.
Ooh, that could be a list. Maybe this is that list.
This is that
list.
list.
A little bit different, but yeah. Dan. Well, I mean, like just in football, not Nebraska.
In football in general.
Yeah.
The plays you just pull up on YouTube to watch for no reason.
The Des Bryant no catch does it for me. Dan, what do you have for 13?
For number 13, you'll remember back, the year was 2016. 2011, I was a senior in high school. Yeah. Ohio State is in Memorial Stadium. Score at this point in time, third quarter, 8 minutes and 13 seconds left, 27-6.
Who's winning, Dan?
Not Nebraska. But let me tell you something about Nebraska. And as the clip that I found of this that we are going to listen to, his name is Levante Never Quit David, going against Ohio State quarterback Braxton Miller. Let's take a listen, and then let's have joy. So this is kind of a moderately silly play to have in here, considering that at this point in time, Nebraska is down 27-6 to Ohio State. And you go, well, Dan, why does a strip after Braxton Miller gets a first down and the Huskers recover the ball? Why is that a big deal?
I don't think anybody's asking that, but go ahead.
That's fair. I mean, maybe the folks out in the ether are. Nebraska went on to win this game against Ohio State in 2011, and it all started at this exact moment.
Dan, it's not a silly choice because if our lists went to 26, this was my 26th play.
I had to cut this
to
put another play from this game on my list, by the way.
I compiled the list. When you gave us this exercise to do, I just started typing in plays that I could think of. I came out with 32 plays.
All right, so I have a confession to make.
I
kind of just started typing a list and forgot to reorganize them, so my list isn't exactly in my order of favorites to least. That's going to make a lot more sense when we get to the top 10. My number 12 is Terry Connealy's sack against Frank Costa to set up the national championship in 1994. Like, he's told the story, and knowing that information, if you go back and watch it, like, he hits a spin move, and then there's just nobody there in front of him other than Frank Costa, and Terry Connealy just looks confused as to how that even happened. And it obviously is one of the primitive plays in that game that set up Nebraska winning Tom Osborne's first national championship. You compile that with Corey Schlesinger's run and a ton of other things that happened. But it was just one of those moments where, with the wide right game the year before and all the other shortcomings Tom Osborne had, there were so many moments in that game where it was just like, oh, but they responded. Oh, but they responded. Oh, but they responded. And that moment just never comes, and Nebraska wins the national championship for that reason. And this is kind of the catalyst of that happening.
Yeah. So that's a great play. I love that play. It didn't make my list because I have other plays from that game as well. But number 12 for me is the one I want to play, Dan. And this comes to us from, I believe it's the last time Nebraska played a regular season game at Arrowhead Stadium. This is 1998 against Oklahoma State. Dan? Listen to the crowd.
Very partisan Oklahoma State crowd attendance. I can tell you where I was and what I was doing in this moment. My grandfather, my grandfather is the reason that I am as a big of a Nebraska fan as I am. And he had a very, very simple rule. I don't watch the game with anybody. Don't call me. This is the only game that I ever watched with my grandfather. And that was the ending.
Yep.
Awesome game.
Yeah. So it's the 98 Nebraska-Oklahoma State game, Arrowhead Stadium. And Nebraska is ranked number 2 in the country at the time. Oklahoma State is driving in to try and score to tie the game. It's 24-17 Nebraska. There's 5 seconds left on the clock. Oklahoma State's got the ball on the 2-yard line. Mike Rucker slants in from his defensive end spot and cuts the legs out from the Oklahoma State running back and stops him in the backfield. Because let me guarantee you this. If Oklahoma State scores on that play, they're going for 2. They are not letting that game
1,000% of the time, by the way.
Nothing else is happening but Oklahoma State trying to beat the number 2 team in the country. Absolutely. So that stop perhaps preserves the game and the win for Nebraska. And like, I was also watching this game with my grandfather, who was a massive Nebraska fan, and like just sitting in his house, like watching the game and seeing that happen was such a moment of just awesome Husker fan togetherness. Like, we were all so happy, jumping around. And
keep in mind, Nebraska hadn't lost to Oklahoma State since 1961 before this as well. It's a great, it may not be one of the greatest plays in Nebraska history, but it is one of my great memories of Nebraska football. Yeah, hey, that's our 25 plays in 25 days. If you missed any of it, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If your company needs help with social media marketing or online advertising, check out pixelfiremarketing.com. Their social media experts will ignite your social media presence and entice your ideal client online. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details tonight. Buy or sell on Kansas being a powerhouse in football. We'll debate. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Paul Davis. If you have storm damage to your house, if you're worried about the structural integrity of the foundation of your home, you started to see some dampness in the basement, you're worried about mold, or you're getting some of that fog on the windows downstairs, well, let me tell you what, you may have a water leak problem. And guess who can fix that? Paul Davis Restoration, 402-553-0373. That's who you call when you need your home fixed up to the way it was before any of that nonsense started infecting your house. And keep that number saved in your phone, 402-553-0373, because when an emergency happens, Paul Davis can have a team to your house in a flash, getting you ready to get back to living your life the way you want it. Call Paul Davis for all your restoration needs.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Maine, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
It's cold brew season, and Host has iced coffee ready for any office or workplace with little to no setup. Ice cold coffee for hot summer work days.
Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
Call today.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
Top of the second hour here on 1620 The Zone. Don't forget to punch in for the night shift to weigh in on anything we're discussing tonight as we get to buy or sell. We are brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. If you need a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, or your siding, there's a one-stop shop for that. It's PyramidRoof.com. Get a free estimate tonight. It is time for buy or sell with Dan Campion. Dan, what do we got?
My number 12 play for 25 plays in 25 days. We skipped over my last one. We already talked about it, though. It is Ndamukong Suh literally ragdolling Colt McCoy all around the Big 12 championship game.
I didn't give you your last one. I apologize. I'm sorry.
You didn't. Jimmy, we've already talked about it. We're all flowing on autopilot.
We sure are.
And I was like, oh.
I was about to start telling you a
only said
story
2.
until I realized we had 4 seconds left of that commercial break.
All right. Speaking of being too busy, I was too busy last night talking about the WNBA to mention that Kansas had received a $300 million donation from David Booth and his family, with Texas Tech receiving a big shot in the arm and Kansas now getting massive upgrades. Buy or sell, the Big 12 could be a bigger player than originally thought to be.
It kind of feels like the great equalizer right now with all that money that Texas Tech has gotten. Now this donation comes in. I think it's really interesting that we talk about T-Boone Pickens donating $652 million back to Oklahoma State back in the early 2000s. Like, that just seems like a modest donation at this point, right? So if you think about all of that,
still pretty big.
No, I know, but I mean, with all the money that's coming in now, like, you kind of wonder, does this give the ability for teams like a Kansas, like a North Carolina, like a Duke, where there's funding coming in for their basketball program, for somebody to go, how do we do this in football now that it's legal? And it kind of feels like that's what's happening with the Jayhawks program right now.
Well, I'll say this. This is what it's going to take for the Big 12 to become a big-time player. Your schools are going to have to reach out to their biggest donors and say, look, we got to keep up in the arms race, and we need your money. You got a lot of it. We need some of it. Actually, we need a lot of it. And this is the only way to do it, because if you don't have a product that generates a lot of attention, and how do you generate attention? You win. You engage your fan base by encouraging them to watch you because you have a product that they want to pay attention to. You don't do that by losing. You don't do that by being a dumpster fire. Hello, Kansas, talking to you, right? Like, you can build all the facilities you want. You can get all the donations you want. If you don't win on the field, your fans don't care, except in very specific places, right? Like, if Baylor's bad, nobody gives a crap.
Correct.
If Kansas is bad, the stadium's empty, and nobody's watching that on TV. They're good. Everybody loves them, right?
T-Boone,
and that's a lot of the Big 12.
T-Boone Pickens has donated over $1 billion. That's a B to Oklahoma State over
I would
time.
like to have $1 billion to donate.
They went 3-9 last year. Just throwing that out there. Dan, what else we got?
We also have Tennessee has left the evil empire. The Volunteers Athletic Department has signed a 10-year deal with Adidas and joined the 3-stripe game. Buy or sell, this is as big of a deal as it's been made to be online.
I think it's a massive deal because it's money. Like the comparison between what Nike has done from a look standpoint versus what Adidas has for college football uniforms, it's not even close. It's Nike by a mile. And this is them saying, we don't care. Adidas is willing to pay us more. We'll look like crap so we could pay our players. Could be a wave of things to come.
Huh. Well, I guess I wasn't thinking about it from that angle, but I don't know. I mean, I honestly could. could not care any less about who your uniform supplier is.
I couldn't either, but the money aspect of it was why this is relative, in my opinion.
I think there's a lot being made about it online erroneously.
Erroneous on all accounts.
On all accounts, yeah. I got a lot of problems with you people. I don't know. It from a money standpoint, sure, it might make a difference, but I mean, does it really matter? Whether you're wearing Adidas or Under Armour or Nike or Riddell,
So, to answer that question, John, no, it does not matter. It does not matter one bit what you are truly wearing.
your fans are going to buy the jerseys no matter what brand logo is on it.
From a stylistic standpoint, especially just Tennessee specific. You do make a good point. They are going to buy whatever schlock jersey, t-shirt, hat, pants, shoes, underwear.
For God's sakes, people
tie.
buy Fanatics jerseys.
It doesn't matter one bit.
And they're bad.
It doesn't matter one bit what Adidas puts out. Tennessee fans will buy it unless they completely and utterly screw up the easiest palette that they've ever had in their entire life to work with. It's kind of like everyone around here. We all complain about, Adidas doesn't do enough for Nebraska. We don't get enough cool Nebraska
They do
stuff.
enough. They're just really bad at designing jerseys.
They're not. That's the problem. Is that you guys complain about the fact that they remove one singular stripe from a jersey, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, Adidas sucks."
No,
This is terrible.
I watched that Wisconsin game in 2012 and watched the uniforms.
They have
that
not
they
done
won.
a good job with Nebraska's ultra.
That's not even debatable. I won't even hear that argument. By the way, rule number 76: no excuses. Play like a champion. If I'm going to quote Vince Vaughn from Wedding Crashers, I need to make sure I say that. Dan, what else we got?
What else we have is a lot of opinions about Nike and Adidas, because Adidas is actually the hotter clothing brand right now and the hotter shoe brand right now than Nike is.
According to who?
The youths.
No, actually, according to all of the designers that are getting sued right now for leaving Nike to go to Adidas, because they're actually at the forefront of pushing culture and pushing shoe design and shoe technology. Adidas has the thing that I like to call style and functionality down pat. It is the perfect shoe. That new running shoe that they have is both stylish and functional, and you don't get that all the time, which is amazing. But
are you talking about the Ultra Boost?
No, not the Ultra Boost. It's
I love the Ultra Boost.
It's their newer one that they have. The Ultra Boost is very good. The Ultra Boost is good. They have the legacy line that Nike has, but doesn't seem to want to utilize in an appropriate way whatsoever.
Poll question up at after hours
End of rant.
1620. Who is the hotter shoe brand, Nike or Adidas? Let us know.
If you don't know who Edison Chen is, you're not allowed to vote on the poll. Auburn has two offensive coordinators. Derek Nix will handle first down play calling, and Kent Austin will handle third down play calling. Hugh Freeze only calls second down plays and has the ability to overrule any decision making. Buy or sell, this makes any sense.
I want to point out the fact that Dan Campion read that verbatim exactly how it was written out, and he did not make any mistakes in that sentence. That is actually what Derek Nix told the media today. So no, it doesn't make any sense. And you know the rule about two quarterbacks? You get two quarterbacks, you get no quarterback.
Yeah.
You got three offensive coordinators. You have problems. Now, I think it's only a matter of time before Derek Nix comes out and it's like, well, we collaborate. And I might have been misquoted on that. And backpedals immediately the next time he talks to the media. He's probably going to be thrown in front of them tomorrow to do so. This is stupid. Don't do this.
It just seems needlessly complicated.
For no reason.
For what purpose?
Play calling needs to have a flow, and if you have three guys doing it, you have no flow.
Here's the cynical John opinion, right? Hugh Freeze is supposed to be the offensive genius. The offense sucked at Auburn last year. If it sucks again this year, he's got an immediate scapegoat, right? Wow, I wasn't calling the plays. That's the cynical part of me that's Hugh Freeze is trying to
impersonation,
trying to CYA. That's how I read the whole thing. That may not be true, but boy, it smells like that to me.
I sell simply just because of the fact that I had to look behind me and read the word high V off of a cereal box 5 times in a row just to make sure I wasn't having an actual brain aneurysm from that full sentence.
Yeah. Nope, you worded it exactly how it was spoken and written, by the way.
You smelling toast right now, Dan?
Not yet, but I feel like it's close. Dayton Raiola is on ESPN2 right now with the addition of Trey Taylor in the 2027 class, famously the year after Dayton. Buy or sell, Dayton Raiola actually ends up in Lincoln.
Friend of the show, Matt Schick, is actually on the call tonight for ESPN. So congrats to Matt on getting that illustrious gig. I think he's going to end up in Lincoln. Not to jump on the, well, what if Dylan leaves train? But I kind of wonder how long Dayton is going to be. He loves it here. He's always in the weight room when he's on campus visiting his brother. Has been involved in the program. I just don't know if, especially with all the luster coming with Trey Taylor and the fact that Trey Taylor will be here in the same year that Dylan is leaving, and then you still have the TJ Lateef of it all. I don't know. I think he comes to Lincoln. I don't know if he stays in Lincoln. He being Dayton Raiola.
I think a lot depends on the kind of career that Dylan ends up having, and how much attention he garners, and if his little brother thinks he can do the same thing.
His little brother's leading 10-7 over Milton, Georgia right now. Buford's got the lead in their brand new $62 million stadium.
I was just reading one set of rankings today for high school football, and Buford, in the one I read, they're listed as the 12th ranked team by ESPN. They were the 7th best team in the rankings that I read today in the high school top 25. So he's playing for an elite program, and he's going to come to Nebraska with expectations to continue playing at an elite program.
A pretty good 5-yard out route there.
I think if Nebraska gets it rolling, I think you got a good chance of him staying.
One of the things we've heard this offensive staff talk about is Dylan needed to know when to pull down the ball and run when the defense gives it to him. Dayton Raiola just scrambled for a first down there as we have the game on in studio now. Now we have the 5th question of buy or sell.
Yes, we do. At the time of writing this question, whoever the number 1 on Nebraska's roster has not been announced. Dylan Raiola was added to the Polynesian Player of the Year watch list, which everyone knew was a thing before today. But he is wearing number 15 in the graphic. Buy or sell, it's a bad look to keep people waiting.
I don't know if it's a bad look. The thing that might be a bad look is if it is Dylan, at Shields and all the retailers around the state, they still have 15 jerseys up. And if he switches his jersey and all those jersey sales went out, it's kind of a bad look to ask people to go back and spend more money if they want a authentic Dylan Raiola jersey.
Did you have a thought, Dan?
It's not as bad as you would think it would be, though,
because it happens all the time.
Oh, and I don't think they sell them at Shields with his last name on the back, do they?
Correct. I think they do now. Because
then I am on the same page.
I think they have to for NIL reasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Sierra Wright also wears 15.
But his last name is not Raiola.
It's not a bad look. Look, I mean, numbers are numbers. Jerseys are jerseys. I don't really care.
Now, if I buy a number 15 jersey from the Husker NIL store, which I am very much want to do, just kidding, Caleb Benning, I will be rocking your jersey this season. That would be a pretty bad look if all of a sudden it was like, oh, hey, it's actually number 1 now.
He wears 28. That's my number, Dave.
Then I would feel like a fool.
Yeah, I was going to say, Caleb isn't wearing 15. That's Sierra Wright. John just said that.
I'm talking about Dylan. If they change his number on the NIL store.
I got you.
That would make me look like a fool. And I said, just kidding. I'm rocking with Caleb Benning's jersey this year.
I got there. Hey, if you missed Buy or Sell tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Fall is right around the corner. And if you have concerns about turning on your furnace, maybe it was making some clanging and banging sounds last year, and you're thinking, man, we need to get that looked at, and you never did, it's not too late. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. Set up a maintenance appointment with Tony and the team. They'll come out and take a look at your furnace and also give you peace of mind about the longevity of your AC as well. Head over to controlledcomfort.com tonight. The Athletic, they listed the college football coaches in tiers. Where did Matt Rule end up? We tell you. The other side of the break, 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Bob Williams with Williams Law. Do you have a son or daughter that maybe was trying to be funny and they were going too fast and the police didn't think it was so serious and they ended up in jail and now they've got a big court date? you need to work with Williams Law. Have Bob and his team sit you down with you and your loved one, explain your rights, and get you for your big day in court and be ready. Also, no obligation, free legal consultation. You're not going to be able to beat that deal anywhere. Bob and his team are going to sit you down and explain those rights to you at no cost to make sure you're the right fit for Williams Law and that Williams Law is the right fit for your family. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com. Get a free, no obligation legal consultation tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
It is certainly a very warm Thursday afternoon here, and we'll keep temperatures warm for the majority of the evening, eventually lower 80s by the time we get to around sunset tonight. Overnight, we drop into the lower 70s outside, and there is a stray chance on your Friday that we do see a shower. That could drop temperatures a little bit. The majority of us going to be very hot on your Friday with temperatures in the middle 90s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls, I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Maine, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience. From their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday, and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$7:30 on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com and book a free estimate today. The Millard West Wildcats run a little bit behind, so we're going to get the athletics article about coaching tier list today. Total of 8 tiers. Matt Rule comes in tier number 4, which is labeled Rising Stars and Steady Hands. Now, obviously, I think Matt Rule probably falls in the latter. I don't know if I'd consider him a rising star. I think he's a star that had already risen. That's my take. But this list was really interesting. I thought it was smart for tier 1 to just be Kirby Smart and Dabo Swinney, 2 guys that are the only 2 coaches to win multiple championships, and that's what it's listed as. The second tier is established winners.
Yeah.
Curt Cignetti is in that list. Now, listen, he won at James Madison, has won at Indiana, but is it fair to consider him an established winner after 1 year at a Division I Power 5 conference team?
Yeah, that was my question. He feels more like a rising star to me. Does he not?
Yeah, that's 100% where I would have put him.
Yeah.
Also, Lance Leipold is in this group.
Again,
I don't know. I don't know if I would consider him an established winner. Did you see Kansas football for the first half of the year last year?
Well, I mean, if you count his time in the FCS, and it's the same goes for Curt Cignetti. If you count his coaching tenure at all levels, sure, consistent winner. Lance Leipold, consistent winner. Like Wisconsin Whitewater was incredible. But is that what we're doing? Are we counting their record at all levels? Because why didn't we include the North Dakota State, the South Dakota State, the Sacramento? Like, why didn't we include all those coaches? Incarnate Word, like what are? So I don't know. It seems a little bit inconsistent in how people are judged.
We kind of mentioned it earlier. Like tier 3 was high level of consistency. Jonathan Smith was put into that category.
Yeah,
despite 45% of his seasons being losing seasons. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense.
And so was Luke Fickell. And
he's consistently lost at Wisconsin. That's not exactly wrong.
I mean, high level I mean, I guess you know what you're getting out of these guys, but it's like, if we are just going like high level winning, like just in general, like Kirk Ferentz is one of the most consistent guys and should probably be in tier 2 permanently, because the floor for Iowa football is like 8 wins.
I think the list is assembled weirdly.
Very.
And that's the thing that makes it kind of strange.
It kind of felt like it was put together by Auburn's offensive coordinators, where 3 people were trying to
needlessly confusing. Because I was looking at the list and like you put Matt Rule in tier 4. Okay, fine, whatever. But then look at tier 3 and tell me, is there any coach in tier 3 that you would absolutely 100% take to lead your team ahead of Matt Rule?
100%?
100% makes it, putting that kind of a caveat on it.
Are you taking Sonny Dykes to lead your team ahead of Matt Rule?
I've been adamant that I think that
Are you taking Mario Cristobal ahead of Matt Rule?
I mean,
is Bronco Mendenhall your head coach instead of Matt Rule? How about Mike Norvell? You want Mike Norvell instead of Matt Rule?
I think I might take Mike Norvell over Matt
Really?
Rule. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
If I'm doing like just like a
Rich Rod,
like a swap.
By the way, Luke Fickell is in the tier above Matt Rule.
You taking Luke Fickell ahead of Matt Rule?
The guy that like
Brett Bielema. That's probably the only name on the.
And he's the number 1 name in tier 3.
Yeah, he's probably like the only tier 3 guy that I'm like, I would, because he seems like a
I think a lot of people
really big culture guy, and he understands like the way that a football team should be assembled.
I think a lot of people would take Josh Heupel over Matt Rule. He's already got to a college football playoff, won at a high level at UCF, came into Tennessee, uplifted the program. I think a lot of people would take Lane Kiffin over Matt Rule. Somebody sitting in this room famously wanted Chris Kleinman over Matt Rule.
Well, the two names that stuck out on the list to me that people around here might say yes to were Chris Kleinman and Matt Campbell.
Yeah.
Because those were the names that people were clamoring for when the job came open.
I think this is a really interesting season for Rhett Lashley. Like, if SMU is able to do it again, as I predicted, and make it to the college football playoff again, it kind of feels like his days at SMU were numbered for all the right reasons, right?
No, I disagree.
Because Texas oil money?
Money.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to pay him whatever it takes to keep him there.
I think it'll be interesting to see with the state of the ACC and, like, what do you value, right? Do you value a seat at the table, or do you value the money? It's going to matter for him.
And, like, in the ACC,
no.
Basically in the ACC, you have a good chance of finishing in the top 2, right? And making the college football playoff virtually every year.
Yeah. Dan's having a minor panic attack right now. What is going on?
Tier 6.
Oh, okay. I thought something had happened.
No. We're show-wise, on the air-wise.
Okay. No, I meant
we're all good.
I meant in the sporting world. I thought some news had broke or something.
Oh, no. I would have immediately played the breaking news drop and cut both of you off.
Yeah,
if that happened.
okay.
But I do not. Yeah, they did a really weird job putting this together.
So tier 6 is a show me season. So essentially they got to win or get fired.
Which
I took this as there's two ways you can look at it with the show me season, right? It's like there's guys who either are kind of taking their first foray.
Yeah.
Guys that need to win or get fired, and guys who had success but need to prove it again.
Dan, did you forget that Tim Beck was at Coastal Carolina? Is that what your response was to?
No, I actually got super mad about the fact that they included David Braun on the show me seasons thing.
I just think they need more consistency.
Considering the way that Northwestern program has gone through like the last 3 years of just like, what the heck is going on?
The guy that was interesting in that list for me was Thomas Hammock. Like
that was my second one.
Here's where he falls. He falls into the, like, you've had success, now do it again.
Yeah.
Show me.
Interesting note on here. Scott Satterfield, the head coach of Cincinnati, Nebraska's first opponent, also falls into the tier 6 list. We got to get to the Millard West Wildcats. They've got a new head coach as well, and we're going to talk Millard West football. We come back on the other side of the break. If you missed the tier segment, check it out at our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It's brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. All of the Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Mizzen and Maine Husker polos are in. They've also got quarter zips to go along with them, and the still 20 to 50% off all the summer items on the summer rack at Jerry Ryan until the end of the month. If you need golf polos, golf slacks, if you want some golf shorts, you just need to look better out of the links, do it at 78th and Dodge. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. We're talking Wildcat football. The other side of the break, 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Rail Car. My top brunch spot in the metro is, you guessed it, Rail Car, 144th and Blondo. You need to get there this weekend. It is rapidly approaching. Make your plans now to get there from 9:30 to 2 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Try the chilaquiles. Get yourself some Nutella French toast. If you're extra hungry, get the pile up. It's a big mountain of breakfast food. You're not going to be disappointed in that. And for a little sweet treat at the end, check out the sticky pecan donut holes. There are so many great options at Railcar. You can even go in for dinner on Thursday and Friday and Saturday night, rather, and get their prime rib. Who doesn't love a great cut of prime rib on a Friday evening? Nothing goes better with Friday evening than a big, thick slab of prime rib from Railcar. That sounds good to you. If your mouth is watering, make your reservations. Get in there this week. It's Railcar, 144th and Blondo.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you. And for college sports, visit BUBruins.com.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
This August, Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee are teaming up to support high school sports across the metro. All month long, grab your favorite Coke flavored 12-packs for just $5.99 and Powerade 20-ounce 8-packs for only $4.99. Plus, to keep our athletes fueled and hydrated, Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee are donating $400 worth of body armor and Powerade to local high schools. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee, keeping high school tailgates hydrated all August long. It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, he'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:43 on a Thursday night edition of the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. We have the Millard West Wildcat football team in studio. Coach is running a quick errand real quick, and will be here with us in just a second. But we have Harper Townsley, Ian Taylor, and Ethan Omenia with us tonight. Ethan, we'll start with you. You guys, you played inside, you played outside on the defensive line. What's the biggest difference to you personally from playing defensive tackle to defensive end?
Just that free technique position that you're always getting contact no matter what. I mean, everyone's going to be on you. At the end spot, not many people like really get to you.
There's some places you don't get touched, right?
Yeah, there's some places you don't get touched at all. Like you're wide open for a tackle, but for a 3 technique, you always got people double teaming you all the time. You always got people it's Larry triple teaming. Ask Ian.
I played DB in a little bit of really bad quarterback, so I never got this experience. But when there's a screenplay,
Yeah.
And you realize it. What's that moment like where when you start to see offensive linemen fly by you and it clicks? Oh, that's not supposed to be happening.
Oh yeah, I instantly look for the running back.
There you go.
Looking to get an interception.
You've had the same D-line coach all 4 years. What's your relationship with Ben Harger like?
I mean, he's been my guy since freshman year. I mean, I met him in middle school. He's always been behind my back. We've always worked together so well. And then when Coach Pete got fired, he instantly called me, was just looking out for me. And like, I was like, okay, like he's here for me. He's really my guy. He's really going to help me through the whole season.
Is that a big deal for you?
Yeah, that's a huge deal for me. I love that dude.
When you get nominated as a captain this year, heading into your senior year, brand new head coach, what does it mean to you personally to be a captain at Millard West?
Oh, it means a lot. A lot of people look up to me as the lead example. It just means a lot that you have a bunch of team, like a bunch of your teammates are just following you all the time, and it just really means a lot to me. I've been waiting for this moment since my senior year.
Do you have a guy? Do you have an underclassman that you've kind of taken under your wing?
Yeah, Colton Williams and Charlie Fish. 100%.
All right, shout out to those guys.
How much do you tease your new head coach for being a Millard North guy for over a decade?
I mean, not much. I mean, maybe a little bit. Everyone was like, "We have a Millard North head coach. Like, are you serious?"
I think John wore blue tonight.
But it also, this also is an advantage for us.
Sure. What does life after high school look like for you personally?
After high school, I'm trying to get a business degree. I'm obviously going to play football in college, and if I'm good enough for football, and if I move up to like D1 and I'm actually pretty good, I see myself going to the pros.
Okay. I think that's the first time
Awesome.
in 6 years we've gotten that answer, though.
Love the confidence, man.
Speaking of coach, we'll go over to the brand new head football coach at Millard West. David McEnany is with us tonight. Coach, go ahead and step up and grab the microphone. What is the punishment at practice if somebody shows up late to practice?
Well, it'd be a bunch of push-ups about every 5 yards. So I got some push-ups.
All right. It wasn't your fault. Went to the wrong location. It's okay. We appreciate you being here tonight. Hey, year one at the top of this program, we mentioned your stop before this, but what is different today, August 14th, than it was when you took over this job day one?
Oh man, from April to today, the amount of work that these kids have put in, like with our football talks and our whiteboard talks and all of our videos and our films and our learning, like the fact that these kids have bought in so much in such a short amount of time to be able to go from an April hiring right to a full install ready to go in August. Like these kids are ready to go. They're excited for the season. Their energy is contagious. I am so blessed to be able to have this group of kids to do this first year with, because these kids want it and they're energized by it. And so with that kind of buy-in, I just got to give them the tools, right? I just got to give them the opportunity. They have what it takes to be a good team. And I'm really excited to see what they do.
You've been an assistant coach for a long time, and now you step into the head job. Just what are some of the things you've noticed as you've taken the job personally that have been like, oh, okay, I have to do that now?
I shout out to AB, Alan Burrell. I always gave him a hard time for being on his phone. And I was like, oh, on your phone. And he was like, just wait. And so phone, messages, emails.
You could have just said parents. It's fine.
No, my parents.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I am so lucky and blessed. Like parents are super supportive of Millard West. Like I've got the best opportunity, the best booster club. I've got the best parent support. Like these guys are on it. But my phone is killing me. So
What defines success in year one for you personally?
Personally, being able to put these guys in a position of success, right? Letting them have that opportunity to finish this, to be able to show everybody what they can do. Whatever, like we always say, trust the process, right? So together we hunt. Like that's our big motto right now, is together we hunt and bleed green. And so trusting the process is one of those things. And they're starting to trust it. They're starting to know the expectations. They're starting to understand the expectations. And that's really kind of key.
I just want to point out, you're not supposed to bleed when you hunt, but just for safety measures, anybody that's listening.
That's right. But if you do, you better bleed green.
There you
go. We kind of joked with Ethan about it, but you come to Millard West from a rival school, a very intense rival school, and you're taking your first head coaching job in the Metro. So, I mean, how did you go about approaching the trust factor of getting the guys to believe in you and trust the messages that you were sending to them?
Like I told him, there were only 2 head jobs that I wanted, and it was Millard North or Millard West. That was it.
You didn't think about Tanya Harding, Alan Burrell at all?
No, AB and I are great. Like
Yeah.
he's a great friend. We did a lot together. Like that's a super awesome special relationship that we
Yeah.
have within the district. But when I came in and told him, like, look, guys, like this is a family thing for me.
Mm.
I lived in the Millard West district the whole time I taught and coached at Millard North. My kids go to Millard West feeders.
Mm.
My wife works at Millard West. Like my brother-in-law, I was like the only in-law that didn't go to Millard West. So, I mean, this
Sure.
is a family thing. And so this is more than just a job to me. This is the only job that I want at this point.
Well, let's talk to a couple more of these guys you're going to be coaching. Harper
Yeah.
Townsley is with us tonight. Harper, go ahead and step up and grab the mic. What is the one thing that you've seen? We obviously just talked to Ethan about this, but the defense specifically, what's one thing that you've seen from this defense that makes you think this defense will be better this season?
I think we're very aggressive. I think we're very intense. And we got a lot of kids on the field that can ball hawk, go make a play. Got a lot of kids that want to hit. And I think we're really electric. I think when people play us, they want to know us as that. I think that defense was very electric. They were flying around, hitting people and making plays. So
you used to play baseball and you used to wrestle.
Yeah.
But you don't anymore. What drove you to just focus on football?
So early on, I quit wrestling when I was like 4th grade because I want to play basketball. And then as I grew up, I realized I wasn't going to be 6'6". So basketball was
Not yet.
Me
Not
neither.
yet.
Yeah.
So I did wrestle again in 8th grade, and then I just took time for football and baseball. And then baseball didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It was always my first love for sport. Didn't work out, and so it opened a new window though. When Coach Matt got hired, I could start working with him right away. Start working with my teammates, be a leader on this team, and so it honestly helped me a little bit not having that.
We saw on your social media that you got a ton of offers to come to different camps throughout the summer. How did camp season go for you personally? What feedback were you getting from coaches at the next level to improve this season?
Camps were good. I went to Hastings for my first ever collegiate camp, and I think it went well. We did a lot of different stuff. It was more of a learning camp as well,
Sure,
rather than just a evaluation camp. And so I learned how they run their defense out there and stuff like that. And then I went to Nebraska Wesleyan. My dad went there for college, and so I just thought might as well go check it out.
What's your dad's name?
Scott Townsley.
Shout out to Scott Townsley. Hopefully he's listening.
Yep. Went down there, and it was more of a evaluation camp. They were looking for top prospects. Coach came up to me after the camp and said I was one of their guys on their radar. Got the offer from them a couple days later. So
Congratulations.
very grateful for that. And yeah, it was a great experience going there. And then I went to a kind of a mega camp, 8-10 schools at the end of the summer. And that was just good. Competing against a bunch of kids from all different grade levels, all different areas of the United States, pretty much. Seeing how I would go match up against them and stuff like that.
You were named a captain for this season. How do you plan to take on that role?
I'm very blessed to be a captain of our team. It's an amazing experience so far being a captain. Got to experience different things. Feels good knowing the guys see me as a leader out there. And so I just hope I can continue that into the season, perform well with all of them, have a great year this year.
How big of a deal is it for you to play college football? Is that something you definitely want to do?
Yeah, early on, like freshman year, I wasn't too big into it. I was like, I play football for fun. But now that I've started to go to camps and realize this is something I actually want to do, it's been fun to go through the experience.
Well, good luck this fall, man. We'll go over to Ian. Ian Taylor is with
Thank
us
you.
tonight as well. Thanks for being here. Ian, you've played everywhere, man. You played guard, you played center, you played D-line, you played long snapper, etc. Is it the plan to play all 3 positions like that this year as well?
It's a possibility. Not too much with D tackle though.
Okay.
But it's mainly going to be on the offensive side with center, and then I will long snap though too.
Do you have a preference of what's your favorite thing to do?
Center's so much fun.
Yeah.
Just getting to call out the different like defensive looks and all that, and just kind of be like the leader on the O-line. Just a lot of fun to me.
I noticed on your social media you put a lot of attention on the work you get done in the weight room. Why was that something that you take so much pride in?
For me, it was just a great way to become more dominant on the football field and just like stay a bit more healthy with like just because I'm moving big guys all the time.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of work down there. So just stay healthy was the biggest thing there.
You're also a multi-sport athlete, and it's the age-old debate: what helps more with football? You wrestle, you also throw disc and shot. Which one do you think helps you on the football field more?
Personally, definitely wrestling with like the O-line. Just learn how to use my feet and like use my body a bit more to like move those bigger guys. It's just been so much help.
There's always, a lot of new moving parts when you have a different head coach coming in. How have you adapted to kind of the new ways that things are being done at Millard West, and what's been good for you?
The intensity that he brings to practice has been amazing for me. I really enjoy it, how he's getting all the guys fired up and wants them to hit and all that.
Coach, you should have heard what he said while you weren't here. No, I'm just kidding.
Then I've talked with Coach Mack a lot, just going into next season, like on like what he needs from me, what I have to do. Like I've been talking with the other new coaches that we've got, just what they're looking for me to help this team win.
What does life after high school look like for you?
I want to go play college football. I don't know where yet. It's going to be a big decision when I finally get there. But
the dream school is?
I don't know yet.
Okay. It's a good enough answer. Hey, Ian, thanks for being here. Good luck this fall, and good luck in making your decision. Guys, we greatly appreciate you being here tonight. That was the Millard West Wildcats. Easy for me to say. If you missed their segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by AX Plumbing, Homer Residential. They could do it all. Check out axpservice.com for all your plumbing, water heater, gas piping, and backflow prevention issues. AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated. They'll leave your home or business cleaner than they found it. Check out axpservice.com tonight. For Dan Campen and John Schreiner, and I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy National Creamsicle Day, everybody.
Tampa Bay.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8, and every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9